In the middle of a vast ocean, there was a small deserted island where a young woman found herself stranded by chance. She had gotten married and was living a peaceful life until their world was turned upside down by a ship accident. 32 men began to fight amongst themselves, resulting in many deaths. Miraculously, the young woman was the sole survivor. This incident took place on Anatahan Island in the Pacific Ocean during the final years of World War II, between 1945 and 1951. Kazuko Higa, a Japanese girl, along with 32 other young individuals, found themselves trapped on the island. Eventually, in 1951, Kazuko somehow managed to escape and return to mainland Japan, where she continued living her life. The remaining men also survived. The conflict among the men over the beautiful young woman escalated to the point where they attempted to kill each other. Tragically, 11 lives were lost on the deserted island, and the circumstances of their deaths remain a mystery. Finally, the surviving men decided to kill Sundari, but by some stroke of luck, lives were saved. During World War I, Japan took control of Anatahan Island and established an organization called Nanyang Jingfa. The company began cultivating coconuts on the island and attracted many Japanese citizens interested in working there. The government also provided special benefits. In 1939, Kazuko Higa, a young woman of only 16 years old, went to the Mariana Islands. At the age of 18, she married a young man named Shoi Chi Higa, who worked for the Nanyang Jingfa company. After their marriage, they moved to Anatahan Island to work for the organization and oversee the coconut plantation. The couple enjoyed a peaceful life on the island until the outbreak of World War II. Although the war did not directly impact the deserted island, it did affect their lives. Kazuko's husband, Shoi Chi, disappeared and was presumed dead after his plane was shot down during an American airstrike. Many believed that Kazuko and her boss, Masami Hinoshita, were responsible for his death. The American air raids destroyed the coconut plantations on the island, as well as the food supplies stored by the company's workers. After the bombings, the island became nearly deserted, with only 40 pigs and 20 chickens surviving. Kazuko and Hinoshita relied on these animals for their survival. From that point onward, Kazuko and Hinoshita lived as husband and wife, gradually building a life for themselves on the deserted island. They had no further supplies from Japan, forcing them to adopt a primitive lifestyle. They caught fish from the river, hunted wild animals for food, and wore clothing made from leaves. However, their lives took a sudden turn in 1944. An American attack on a Japanese ship near Anatahan Island resulted in its sinking, taking all the food on board with it. 31 Japanese citizens, including 10 soldiers, somehow managed to swim to the island. Kazuko and Hinoshita welcomed them and nursed their wounds. However, they soon realized that returning to mainland Japan was not possible, and they were forced to live on Anatahan Island in primitive conditions. Kazuko was the only woman on the entire island, and the young men's attention focused on her. As they gradually discovered that Kazuko and Hinoshita were not married, one of the elders from the ship suggested that Kazuko marry Hinoshita to resolve the tension. They held a marriage ceremony, but the problem persisted. In August 1946, an American warplane passing over Anatahan Island accidentally dropped 5 pistols and 70 rounds of ammunition. This event sparked further conflict among the men. With no law on the island, and with everyone's desire for Kazuko intensifying, tensions escalated as the men became violent with guns in their possession. It became clear that any man who approached Kazuko on the island met a deadly fate. The captain of the Japanese ship was found dead in the sea, followed by the discovery of 2 soldiers' bodies with bullet wounds. Suspicion grew among the remaining men, and over the next few months, deaths occurred from poisoning, falling from trees, and mysterious disappearances. Eventually, only 19 men were left on the island, while Kazuko remained the sole woman. Unaware of the outside world, they couldn't know that the war had already ended. The 19 men made the decision to kill Kazuko, hoping that it would bring an end to the fighting among themselves. However, someone leaked the plan to Kazuko, allowing her to escape and hide in the forest. After several weeks of hiding, she spotted an American ship and managed to attract their attention, leading to her rescue. This occurred in 1950. Kazuko returned to Japan and shared the story of what had happened on the island, prompting the Japanese government to attempt communication with Anatahan Island. Eventually, the American army rescued the remaining 19 individuals. If you like this information, please do like and subscribe this channel. Thank you.